Welcome to Learn to Crochet with Daisy. In today's lesson, we will learn how to make the half double crochet. The abbreviation for half double crochet is HDC, and this is the symbol. It is a straight line with a bar on top. Let's get started. I have here with me a chain 9. The turning chain for HDC is a chain 2, so we will skip the first 2 chains in the beginning. To start the stitch, yarn over first and insert the hook into the 3rd chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over, pull up a loop. We will now have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all 3 loops on the hook. We have made our very first half double crochet. Let me show you another time. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and draw through all the 3 loops at the same time. This will require some practice. Initially it will be very clumsy, but as you keep practicing you will get it. I will show you one last time before I go to the end of the row and show you how to do the next row. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, draw through all 3 loops on the hook. Keep working this way and I will show you how to start a new row. I have reached the end of my row, so let me chain 2 and turn. Now there are 2 ways of proceeding. Option 1 is ignore the turning chain, and option 2 is treat the turning chain as a stitch. I will show you both ways. So the first option is where we ignore the turning chain. So we're just gonna ignore that turning chain and keep making one stitch in each stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook into the very first stitch, yarn over, draw through all 3. So you see that we have started working from our very first stitch. Keep working till the end of this row and I will show you how we end a row. So I have come to the end. I have only 1 stitch left. So I will yarn over and make a stitch in the last stitch. The last stitch can be a little tricky. Now here you can see the chain 2. I'm sorry, I did not realize it went out of focus. Here you can see the chain 2 that we ignored or skipped in the beginning. So since we ignored the turning chain in the beginning, we will be ignoring the turning chain in the end also. The next option, however, is treating the turning chain as a stitch. So I chained 2 and turned. So here, when we are treating the turning chain as a stitch, it replaces the first stitch. So we will not work a stitch in the very first stitch. We will skip this place and move to the 2nd place. So yarn over, insert your hook into the 2nd stitch and make a HDC. Keep working like this. I will meet you at the end of this row. So I have come to the end of this row. This is my very last half double crochet. And as you can see, this is the turning chain of the previous row. So since we treated the turning chain in the beginning as a stitch, we need to treat this one as a stitch too. Therefore, we will have to make a stitch in that. we're making a stitch on top of the turning chain. Can be a little tricky at first. So there you go. So this is how we end the rows when we treat the turning chain as a stitch. It's tilting a little at an angle over here, but when you do the next row, you will be working a stitch here, so it will pull it up straight and give you a straight edge. So you needn't be worried about that. This is really quite simple. So if you ignore it in the beginning, you ignore it in the end. If you treat it as a stitch in the beginning, you treat it as a stitch in the end. Keep practicing the half double crochet, and I will meet you in the next lesson where we will learn how to make the half double crochet increases and decreases. Happy hooking!